Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stephen A. Williams with Blue Book MKE. And I wanted to just make this quick video to help you out because I'm seeing a lot of, not a lot, but when I do my coaching with some clients, uh, when they have problems with things, I can guesstimate that other people are having those same problems. And what we're going to talk about today is people who just keep looking for the shiny object, like there's some huge secret out there. And I know with the way that people have done marketing with all these different gimmicks that are out there, and I won't excuse myself from them because I teach people how to get attention how to get attention of the consumers to work, so they can sell their products and services. But something that is very prevailing that I see with business owners that are, popping up with these online businesses. I'm going to get an online store, or I'm going to jump into some type of service, and people are just supposed to come and jump in and just buy my product or service. And
New visitor.
that noise that you hear that's a application that I have that lets me know when people are visiting my website. I'll turn that down some. Um, but people are looking for secrets, and for some reason, when you tell them what they need to do, they some people will do it and some people won't. In a way, it reminds me of when I was in the military, when they just told us, you do it this way, and there was no other way. It was like, you're gonna do this and this way. There's no other way. But I know when you're not the property of the United States Army, and you're your own individual person and you have your own free will, you have a goal of being successful in business. You have that goal of making a lot of money. You want to have success and freedom and all of that. But for some reason, some people, and I even include myself in this, before I really just buckled down and said, hey, there's things that are things that I don't know. And if I don't know, I need to follow someone or some type of guideline and that I know worked for someone, and then get me that success, and then I grow on top of that success. I add my own seasoning to the recipe. That's the analogy that I like to use. It's like, don't mess up the recipe and think that it's gonna work when you destroyed the recipe. If you go to get a cake, you're going to make a cake. It's going to tell you do this, and this. And if you do it backwards, you will not have a cake. You're going to have a mess. Or if you take one piece of that ingredient out, you're not going to have what they gave you. And what I'm telling you to do is, if you're going to be successful in your own business, and you're not going to be sitting there going to work 9 to 5, or going to work, second shift or third shift, and then trying to run this business that ends up really just being a hobby because you have to keep supporting your business from your job, then you don't have a business. You're not doing something right. And I'm telling you from someone who did it myself, where my first company that I started at the age of 20, which I still own to this day, Blue Book Milwaukee, Blue Book MKE. My wife and I started that business, and within 8 months, I was able to quit that security guard job that was paying me scraps, and I was able to support myself and family from that business. There was no playing games about it. And what I did is I listened to people who gave me information at that time. I didn't say, well, you're telling me this information, I'm not going to listen to it. And you are successful at the business that I'm trying to be successful in. But people, for some reason, I don't know if it's because the World Wide Web exists now and people just think that everything is at their fingertips is true, and that we that are successful make it look so easy that they don't truly understand what they got to do. Stop making excuses. If you started a business and you are not working that business full time, I would just say, just to be nice, after 1 year, then you have a hobby and you're not serious and you're doing it the wrong way. My suggestion, and you can listen to a whole bunch of other people. There's a lot of people that make a lot more money than me. But I'm talking to you now, and I'm going to tell you the way that I did it and the way that I teach people to do it. And I've grown successful businesses. I own 4 very successful companies right now that I have done this way. This is in short, there's pieces to it, but this is in short, is that if you're going to be successful in business, you're going to have to figure out how to get people to buy from you. And if you're not a salesperson, you're going to have to figure out how to talk to people and sell them either through your emailing contacts, getting another salesperson to do the selling, or you're going to have to learn how to sell. You're going to have to do it. And the only way that you're going to even be able to supply those 3 things is to get people in line to ask to talk to you about what you had to offer. I don't care what it is. Look at your product today. Look at your product today or your service. How many people called? How many people emailed? How many people visited your website? Right now on my thing that I got right here, kind of spin it around. I don't want to show IP addresses, but those blue boxes identify people that are looking at what I had to offer on one of my companies right now. If they buy, which is Sunday, and someone has bought from me today, a few people did, that's over $1,000, and I consider that making money while I'm sleeping. I mean, that's what I say. It's like making money while I'm sleeping. And I need to plug this in real quick. Hold on. All right, that would have been horrible to make this video and then I had to start all over. So how many people are on your website right now looking at what you had to offer? How many people have called you this weekend? How many people called you last week? How many products did you sell? How many services did you sell? How many clients did you even get to talk about what you had to offer? See, the thing that what people are afraid of, and you need to get over this. Even if you go and hire a salesperson, you need to get over this, is that the only way you're going to truly make a lot of money is to have a lot of people turn you down. The more people that turn you down, the more people who turn you down, the more embarrassment, so to speak, that you go through, the more denials you get, the more money you will make. Trust me, I go through this all the time. With my sales reps, some of the times they'll say, I made 400 calls and I only talked to 20 people and I only made, 3 sales today or 4 sales a day. And, for me, with all of my 4 sales reps, when they say something like that, they made 4 sales, that means that individual brought me $2,000 for that particular company. So with all 4 reps and for what I do on my computer, I can make $5,000 to $10,000 in one day. But everything with this started with all of my companies. Even back in 1990 with my advertising company, everything starts with getting people to talk to. And now, because the internet is just full bloom, You have all of these platforms that you can advertise on that already found the people for you. You just got to put yourself in front of them. You need to be generating leads. And you need to be generating leads so you can understand what you need to say to make sales. See, people want your product or service. You wouldn't have went into your business if you didn't understand that people want the product or service that you had to offer. But see, this is the problem. The problem, and you don't even want to face this, you're scared. I know you're scared, is that you don't want to go through or you've probably went through it and people turned you down, or you didn't make any sales, you ran some ads, you didn't make any sales, whatever you did. Maybe you did a trade show and you didn't make any sales. And you got turned down and you lowered your expectations. You don't need to lower your expectations. You need to stay focused on what you expect, and you need to reevaluate what you're doing and make those changes. But really, if you follow someone like me that gives you the instruction on what to do, you just need to generate leads, and you need to get more people to talk to. The more people you talk to, the more people you show your product or service to, the more opportunities you have, just by the law of averages with the numbers. You will make sales. And then eventually, when you leave that job, you have a formula to continue doing what you're doing. See, right now, the way you're doing stuff, or the way you're thinking, your whole thought process is, if I could just get this business going. And what if you get it going and then the next month it drops down? What is your formula to keep your business going? See, right now, your mentality might be saving you. Your mentality might be saving you. Because if you don't have a system in place to be able to talk to more people about what you have to offer, don't quit your job. Because if you quit your job and then you have a low month, you're going to go into a panic. You're going to just panic. But if you have leads, if you have people who are raising their hands, tell me about what you had to offer. Talk to me about it. You don't have to sell them. Just explain to them what you had to offer, and you will make money. Trust me, I do it every day. I've done it for 32 years. 32 years. I'm being real with you. Also, if you ever want to come to my office in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, I have an office. I do this for businesses. I meet people, business owners, face to face in my area, and my company does clients in other states that we don't meet face to face. But before all this internet stuff came about, I was meeting people face to face. My reps were meeting people face to face. That means that you better be real. This internet stuff allowed people to be fake. My company is real. My process is real. What I tell you to do is real. I answer my phone. I'm real. I don't run. You hear that? People coming to my website, making money. And the other thing too, with there was something I want. Oh yeah, I was at a RV convention yesterday. I want to give you a quick lesson on selling. I was in an RV convention because if you've been watching my videos, I have this big RV. My wife and I travel in it. It's one of the best buying decisions I ever made, to just be able to just get away and be in comfort and be able to work if I want to from inside of there. But there was a financial planner there. So you got all these campers and RVs and camping ground people. And then you had this one booth where these guys were in suits, blue suits, my favorite color. And they were sitting down, and you had all of these people. They had no competition there, and they had all these people. And they were financial planners. And what caught my attention when I saw him is, number one, the guy was sitting in his chair and he had his hand out and he expected someone to give him their information so they can contact them later. And the guy just said, no, no, thank you. So me being the salesman, the curious George person, I walked up to the guy and I said, what do you do? And the guy never stood up. The guy never stood up. He sat there and he talked. He's a young guy. I don't know if he was kind of nervous or whatever, but I said, well, what do you do? Explain it to me. And he was like, well, we financial planner. Okay. There's a million, if billion financial planners, millions. So tell me, what do you do for your customers? And this guy never did say anything. So either he didn't want me as a customer, which is his own prerogative. Maybe he didn't like me. Maybe he didn't think that I had money. Maybe he doesn't know that I own 4 companies that earn millions of dollars every year. Maybe he didn't know that I have 60 employees. That means that if I can pay 60 people, full-time employees, money, and then I can pay myself, and I have but he didn't know all that stuff. But you don't want to make preconceived notions about people. Your customer, when you're lead generating, you don't want to just say, well, I don't believe that person would be a customer. I don't believe that person would be a customer. Your job as a business owner is to bring in everybody, and then you let your processes, you let your systems weed people out. You will be surprised. You will be surprised at who will be your customer and who won't. You will be surprised when you're lead generating, the questions that people will ask you. And you'll be like, I didn't even think about it that way. Maybe other people are thinking about it that way, and that will help me make more sales. You got to give yourself a chance. When you know, and I believe that everyone that is watching this video at this point, at 17 minutes into it, I believe that each one of you who are watching this video right now, at this point, you know that you know what you got to do, but you got to get yourself over that hump to do it. Now let's get into, once you get over your hump to do it, it is not going to be an easy process. Once you start generating leads and you figure out that, so you're making the first part of the cake. The next part of the cake is going to be very hard, because this is going to be your test. This is going to be the test to see if you want to really be the business owner that you say you want to be, or if you're just playing around. Go back to your 9 to 5 because you're just playing around. You're going to have to go through a process of making sales. And for me, I'm going to be man to man, man to woman. I'm going to tell you like it is. You are not going to be able to have your employees follow you. You're not going to be able to be 100% successful at your business unless you understand your product or service completely and you can explain it to someone else that will get them to buy it. I don't care what anybody else tells you. It doesn't matter if it's a CEO for a big, huge corporation that has a floor of salespeople that do all the selling. That CEO is still going to know the ins and outs of that company's products and services. Because if they don't, how will people that you bring on board even believe and trust in your product or service? How will they? They're going to have questions and they're going to want answers. And who are they going to go to for those answers? They're going to go to you. For each of my companies that I own, for each of the companies that I own, and I have one company that I don't do anything but sign the paychecks, I had to educate myself about the processes and certain parts of that business, because people in that business would come to me and they would ask questions. Now, I do have people that answer those questions. And the way that I set up that business, now you can set it up if you have the resources, but most of the people that are listening to me on here are working a 9 to 5 and they're trying to get to those resources. But the way that I set it up is that I had individuals in each part of that business that I can ask the questions for that are highly paid for each department of that company. Not just say, hey, give me the answer for that so we can get that answer over here to them. But we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about on the level that you're at. And that is, you need to know about every piece of your business on how to sell it. And then you can give that over to someone that can do that selling for you. Because if you don't, they're going to come to you and they're going to say, well, I'm telling them what you said, but they're saying what makes you different. What makes your company different than other companies? Whose job is it to make that determination? It is not the salesperson's job, because then they would just be saying anything to make the sale, and that isn't going to last long. You have to put that together for your company. And if you don't, you're going to fail. So stop making excuses. Stop looking for some secret. The secrets are all right here. You just have to grasp what you know you have to do, and you have to do it. All right, I'm going to end the video here. If you need help with your marketing, we have a concierge service where you just pay us a fee every month and you're just able to ask us questions. Or if you need us to arrange marketing for you, we can arrange it. You can pay the company of your choice directly. We don't make anything on that. But if you need us to make the creatives or something, there is a charge for that. But what the big bonus of that, is that you just get to run your business. If you need us to set up your whole processes, if you need us to set up a lead generation process for you, so you can have the leads coming in, you can hire us to do that. And in that way, you're just running your business. Did you get into your business to also do the advertising for your business? Did you get into your business to also do everything for your business? Of course, we all do that at the beginning, but are you really good at just doing all of that stuff? Or would you really just rather be doing what you do for your business? If that's the type of business owner you are, then we'd like to talk with you. All right, links are below this video. Thank you for your time, Stephen. This is Stephen A. Williams, president and co-founder of Blue Book MKE. Thank you.